Cambodia and Thailand. Different. Very good. Cup. So Cambodia and Thailand, no? ทำงาน together. ดีมาก ดีมาก ครับ Look, a lot of us still like to be patriotic to our country, but I don't want to set off a whole stream of abuse and vitriol between each other in the comments below. So
I want to be very clear at the start of this video that I am not taking any sides. I'm not giving any opinions at all on the Thailand-Cambodia border situation.
Greetings internet, welcome back to my channel. Look, I'm sure you've all seen the news over the last couple of days and the last couple of weeks about what's going on the Thailand-Cambodia border. I'm not going to do any kind of news report today. If you want to see the news, then there's lots of news sources on this, both international, national and local, and there's a lot of oracles on YouTube and TikTok and everywhere else that you could go and see what's going on. So in today's video we're just going to have a wander about Prasat Tha Muen, the temple of Grandfather Chicken. I'm going to show you the place where the Khmer Rouge used to hang out and the place now that's been under heavy gunfire. We'll go to the other two temples as well, and I'll take you for a quick walk around the army base there as well. All of this footage is from last year when it was tense there, but it didn't feel like you were going to get shot.
Look, I have shown you this footage before, but I thought rather than posting an old link, it might be useful just to make this new video and show people what it's like, boots on the ground, rather than just seeing sensationalist headlines. And
there are landmines everywhere on the outer border as well, so you don't stray off into the bushes. If you need a wee, you do it on the edge of the jungle, right? This is a truly international video. We got the call for prayer in the background, English Rose, and there's a video about the Thailand-Cambodia border. Let's jump straight into it.
this is almost exactly 1 year ago to the day, and we're in Surin province at the Tha Muen Pass, deep in the Danrik Mountains. We're very close to the Thailand-Cambodia border. In today's video, I'm going to show you a temple complex here called the Temple of Grandfather Chicken. I'll take you to the border, we'll see the soldiers, and we'll have a quick look at the barracks as well. All of the three places I'm going to show you today are located on what was an ancient road, an ancient highway. Some people call it the Khmer Highway. Some people say that it was built from Angkor to Pi Mai. Others say it was built from Pi Mai to Angkor.
We're actually just following two army boys to the border now, look. A truck's been passed, a pickup's been passed, and now these boys as well. Oh, loads of them, look.
This is a stunningly beautiful location, but one must be really careful. There are landmines littered from various disputes from over the years. I'd imagine laid by all sorts of different hands, like I said, over the decades. You've got to understand that passing through here, you've had the Khmer Rouge, the Vietnamese troops wouldn't have been too far away, the Thai troops, the Cambodian troops. We could go on and on. It's a dodgy area to be taking a wander off the road, so I'll be sticking very much to the places that I'm supposed to, and I won't be going into the tree line. This second place we visited was magnificent. We spent about an hour and a half here, and honestly, I could have picnicked in the grounds and pretended it was 1,000 years ago. It's wonderful. There's still lots of stuff to be done here. You can see that there's been no digs. There's still stuff stuck in the ground, but it's not the place to wander off into the tree line. There are landmines from various disputes over the decades all the way throughout these forests and jungles. And I'd suggest there's a lot more of these buildings to be located deep in the surrounding forests and jungles. It's a difficult place to be a soldier. It's so hot and humid. There's unexploded landmines everywhere. There are snakes. There's all sorts of stuff going on. We've got to feel for these young lads. This amazing place is Prasat Tha Muen. It's an ancient Khmer sanctuary perched high in the Dang Rek Mountains. It's 1,000 years old, and it's now wedged awkwardly between two nations with long memories and short tempers. It is a place of stunning contradiction, timeless yet caught in the claws of the present, serene in stone yet thick with the tension of men in uniform from both sides. As I arrived, the silence was almost theatrical, like the hush just before a play begins, except here the actors carry rifles and cigarettes, not scripts. To the left, there were Thai soldiers, lean, alert, their eyes scanning the tree line as if expecting history to come crashing through it once more. And to the right, Cambodian troops, equally poised, mirroring their counterparts with a kind of reluctant choreography. The two sides never spoke, but their glances said plenty. And there in the middle, the temple itself, scarred, solemn, dignified, wonderful, beautiful. I wasn't expecting the tension though. I mean, I'd read the guidebook line, sure, beautiful laterite ruins, steep stairways, stunning views, but the reality was something else entirely, if I'm honest. You could feel it, truly feel it in the air, like static before a storm. It was thick, electric, fragile. Every cough or crunch of dirt or gravel underfoot seemed to echo too loudly. It was quite strange, if I'm honest. When I wandered toward the ancient stone staircase that leads quite literally down into Cambodia, something shifted, subtle but definite. A Thai soldier, courteous but firm, began to trail me. Moments later, a Cambodian soldier did the same from the other side. Neither said a word, both smiled politely, and yet in their eyes a quiet warning, perhaps even a plea. Don't be the one to light the match, mate. It was surreal, almost absurd. Here I was, a scruffy geezer in trainers, just wanting to admire the ruins, and yet I felt like I'd stumbled onto a knife's edge drawn in the dust, and all the while the soldiers smoked, nervously, continuously. The smoke drifted across the stones like incense, but this was no ceremony. It was theatre of another kind. It was uneasy, unspoken, unfinished. Back in the 1980s, this place was held by the Khmer Rouge. those ghosts still echo through the crumbled galleries. They stripped the lintels, beheaded the statues, looted the soul of the place piece by piece. What remains is powerful, yes, but it's hollowed, like a temple trying to remember its own story and its origin. And now, decades later, Prasat Tamuan is no longer merely sacred. It is symbolic. It's claimed by both nations, cared for by, I'm not sure which nation if I'm honest, and it's watched over by young men in fatigues who probably couldn't name the king who commissioned it, but who would literally risk their lives to defend the dirt beneath it, and some of them already may have. Some of these guys that we talked to today were 19 years of age. And standing there between two flags and above 1,000 years of blood and stone, I felt the weight of it all. Not just the history, but the heaviness of unresolved things. This isn't the sort of place that ends up on travel vlogs with cheerful thumbnails. It's not a hidden gem. It's not a detour. And yet, in the early morning light, it was beautiful, quiet. A golden stillness fell over the jungle as the sun rose from the east, and for a moment everything, the uniforms, the rifles, the borders, felt like illusions, if you like. Man-made madness imposed upon something ancient and pure and wonderful. But that moment passed, as all moments do. I nodded my thanks to both sides of soldiers and turned back toward the Thai side. The temple remained unmoved, watching, waiting, perhaps for peace, perhaps for another war, or perhaps simply for someone to listen. Look, places like Prasat Tamuan, they linger in you. Long after the dust has settled on your shoes and the jungle has swallowed the sound of your steps, something stays within you. It's difficult to explain. I left that day with more questions than answers about borders, about history, about the strange ways we carve up land and meaning, and about how sometimes the most powerful thing that you can do in a place like that is to simply witness it. Stand still, say nothing, and let the stone speak. Because beneath the politics, beyond the soldiers, and far older than any flag, Prasat Tamuan is still whispering. You just have to be quiet enough to hear it. Thanks for coming with me, and until next time, let's hope for peace and safety for everybody living along the border and all the soldiers and everyone. Peace.
Okay, Steve was just saying that guy's only 19. I just said on the way there he probably looks younger than Jacob.
On this same day, about a year ago, we drove to the other contentious place, which has one of the most magnificent views in all of Thailand. Again, it's situated on a cliff top, looking down over the plains of Cambodia. It's quite a wonderful place.